Now, please, let me advise you. As a young man, as a young woman, grow large in your spirit. Grow very large. Give yourself to fasting. Give yourself to prayer now.
And in this dream, it was John Knox. He was the only one I could recognize. They were high up into the heavens. Their garments were like curtains. This white curtain. High up. And especially John Knox, if he speaks, the thing shakes heaven. And what were they saying? Because it was as if thunder was blasting. So it was when I came close and I discovered it wasn't thunder that was blasting. These just men that were made perfect, they were speaking. It was their utterances. And I could hear John Knox clearly. And he was saying that in my days on earth, I functioned as an intercessor. And there are many things, oh God, you promised us that have not yet happened now. And there were 12 of them. It was only John Knox I could recognize. Because of those demands that they were making, a committee was set up in heaven. There were only 2 people on the committee table that I could recognize. One was Abraham and the other one was Joel. And Abraham happened to be the chairman of the committee. And a detachment of angels were given to this committee to work with them. And they sent the angels to Africa. The angels had an instrument, strange instrument. Strange, I've never seen it before. It was like a lamp. And it's just this, something like this. And when they lift it up, then numerous colors will be revealed on people's head. You will never see those colors until those lamps are lifted. The moment they raise the lamps, and they were looking for color yellow. And in Africa, yellow was scarce. At the end of the day, like 24 people were chosen from Africa. And I realized, the dream of the first night has ended. Second night, I couldn't sleep again. I started the exercise. This time with great encouragement. Because it seems God is in the mood to show things. So I was more deliberate. And Satan came again. And he induced sleep like a hurricane. I slept again, then the encounter continued. 24 people were chosen from Africa. And screening began. The kind of chairs they were using was not too different from these ones. Those people, those committee people, screened and screened and screened. There were 6 levels of screening, and this 5th level, I was to be screened out. I didn't know the statistics, the documents. I didn't know what parameters were being used. But I was to be screened out. Then one of the elders on the committee table, who I was not given the privilege to know who he was, say, I know this one. And the judgment to strike me out of the process was stayed. But with great warning, I thought I was good. My score was wonderful. Not even if they check for 2, I should be there. But you see, this council we are talking about, they don't bribe them. We are so used to the Nigerian context. The reproach of bribe is not within that space. So that elder spoke. He spoke for long. Well, if I had my diaries, I would have brought instances of sacrifice, brought instances of this and that and that and that and that and that. So they staged that process. And I continued. And then when we went to the next stage, which is the 6th stage, my score there was now too bright. I said, how can this thing happen? I was almost screened out. And now well, I don't know how that happens. But at that time, we were only 6 people. And then there's this big machine. As you're coming before the machine, it will give you a printout. So when my own printout came, I saw the United Kingdom. I saw Ghana. I saw South Africa. And then the angel that stood by the side now said, your ministry will affect the foundation of the United Kingdom. It will affect the foundation of South Africa. It will affect the foundation of Ghana. So when I now looked like this, I now saw that the person behind me was Evangelist Kechuku, the guy in Brazil. And then I saw his own printout, but I only saw one nation. I saw Nigeria. So I didn't see the other nation. I said, So the sixth night, I now strengthened myself. But you know it's not of him that willeth. I strengthened myself for another. In fact, the sleep didn't even come. So I don't even know who is responsible for the sleep. Is it God that is responsible? Of these things we know not. But when I came out of that vision, it became clear to me what the assignment was. And you will not know. Anytime I attempted to go to Ghana, there were principalities that wanted to force me not to come. The first time, it was a COVID test we went to do at the reference lab of NCDC. And when I showed up there, they said, Apostle. The chief man said, these people should not pay. These ones, they are my people. The favor was massive. But we were at the airport the next day, the results were not coming up. We said, what's happening? They said the person that is supposed to sign is in a meeting. The aircraft was filled up. Our tickets were there. But because of COVID, we could not go. So I just said, okay, let me walk to the office and say, you guys have a flight for tomorrow. As I just walked there, they say, hey! I said, okay, now that I said I have a challenge. They say, any challenge. They kept that flight for 1 hour. So in the eyes of the demon that was regulating things, 1 hour is enough. He has missed it. That's when they released. But God opened the window of favor. And in that meeting on the last night, there were 5 crippled people that began to walk. Anytime it's to go to Ghana, something will go wrong. The last one, everything went wrong. So that we had to fly to Lagos to travel by land with my daughter. Only my daughter, Esther, could fly. The rest of us. But I say, I already know that this is part of my jurisdiction. If it's by waterway, by airways, by road, or by spirit transport, we will be in Ghana.